Good afternoon, solopreneurs. Happy Sunday. We're wrapping up a series of why people buy, and one of the reasons they buy could be because of self interest. Before we get into that, let's have a bit of news. Today is National Yada 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 Day. I know it's kind of nerdy, but it's the day that we celebrate all those wonderful phrases about a show that has absolutely nothing to talk about called Seinfeld. This show brought us things like blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And believe it or not, on July 23rd, we actually celebrate them. And other technical news this past month, we've had our very first robotic liver transplant. This is awesome. Dr. Adele Khan of the Washington School of Medicine at Barnes and Jewish Hospital performed this 8-hour surgery of a complicated liver transplant, but he did everything through robotic arms. And you're saying, Fred, what does this have to do with anything? Well, it's a paradigm shift of the idea of the doctor or surgeon not having to be in the same room, and it opens the door for AI to study this and replicate it. I think this is really, really cool science fiction, kind of the Star Trek mentality. Now back to our original point. We've been studying all week why people buy. We've been talking about 21 different areas, and then today we're really going to go on that last little grouping of self-interest. Business tip number one is people buy due to indulgence or rewards. Now, this may sound interesting, but I give you examples of this happening all the time. I have a personal reward that every time we make a certain level every month, I buy a different color glasses. That's an indulgence, but I'm rewarding myself. And we're studying this, business owners, so that we can understand why people buy, so that we can understand why and how to sell to them. Business tip number two, some people buy for personal expression. Again, think of all of your high-end stores. They usually sell clothes, jewelry is sold this way, personal expression, individual reasons that they want to buy a particular item, product, or services. And then business tip number three, you have your early adopters, and they buy things that are just novelty and cool. And again, multiple reasons why people buy. I think of Harley Davidson. People love those particular brand. They like the novelty of it, and it's very, very loyal. So a lot of these ideas of why people buy are crossovers. But in review, people buy for self-interest due to indulgence and reward, personal expression, and curiosity and novelty. That's what I'm learning today. Anything I learn, I obviously want to help you, solopreneurs and business owners. So it's time to implement these ideas of why people buy. Next week, we're going to talk about business succession, but that's next week. For now, learn all you can, be successful. Now go back to sleep.